Good day, viewers. Today we have a Toyota Tundra. I think it's a 2008. It's here for an inspection, but it has a whole bunch of Christmas tree lights on the dash. Traction control, VSC off, check engine light, 4 low light flashing, maintenance required, TPMS. See, it's almost out of gas. He did say there was a charging system concern too, and I see it's sitting fairly low. So let's put a scanner on it and see what kind of codes it has to offer. So this is a new vehicle record. I've never scanned this vehicle before. I've done work for this customer before, but this is a new vehicle for him too. I didn't notice the mileage, but maybe it'll pull it up. You're gonna get the mileage. 276,782. I might have to do a code scan key on engine off. Let's see what it says. It didn't specify. Intake air temp sensor circuit range performance. Current and history. Engine control is sending a fault code, so the ABS is not liking the engine code, P0111. Which the status bar would stay present, visible. I'm surprised it doesn't have an air injection pump problem. 7 modules, 8 modules, 9 modules, 10 modules, and 11 and maybe 12. Okay, so there's the system report being generated. Transmitter ID not received, probably has no transmitters in the wheels. Intake air temp sensor code. I'm not sure if that's part of the mass airflow sensor or not. But all the maintenance monitors are running past. Well, isn't that special? Well, let's go back and look at engine. Let's see what the... No low voltage codes either. Data display. See if the intake air temp sensor shows as current. Theoretically, if it's out of range, it should be -40, unless it's shorted. Okay, where is the intake air? Intake air temperature is 0.6 Celsius. Intake air temperature is 0 Celsius. That's not out of range unless that's a calculated value. I'm looking for the intake air temperature as a voltage. Well, I'm going to look around. Well, the only way I could see temperatures is in degrees Celsius. Like the coolant temperature is currently 45. But the initial coolant temperature was -11.7, which is realistic for today. And the initial air intake temperature was 0.6, so that's wrong. So I'm wondering if these are calculated values. And it hasn't changed since I brought it in the shop here. So I'm going to see what's common to set that P0111 code and find out where the intake air temp sensor lives. So I'm going to go into Troubleshooter in the Snap-on tool here and see what it says for P0111. 0111. Intake air temperature sensor rise is large from the previous trip warm up to the following trip, when the change in intake air temperature after engine start is less than the threshold value. It is part of the mass airflow sensor. Possible causes mass airflow sensor. Okay, well, let's look at guided component tests here. North American, 5.7 Tundra, engine, intake air temp sensor. Component information. Sorry for the furnace. Air density, ECM5 volt reference for the sensors, intake air temperature increases, thermistor resistance decreases, which shunts signal voltage to ground. MAP sensor is located between the throttle body and the air housing. So there's 5 wires to the MAP sensor, and the intake air temp sensor is number 4. Nice if it gave you the color of the wire. Special note, intake air sensor is internal component of MAP sensor. It is not serviceable separately. So let's have a look at it visually. Well, I see some hocus pocus here, and I see this has got probably some kind of power enhancement feature added on here. I'm looking at, why are all these wires the same color? And this wire appears to be pulled back out of the sensor. Definitely the seal. So we're going to take this power enhancer off here and plug in the sensor directly. So I'm looking to see if the terminal's pushed out of that thing. Well, regardless, we're going to plug this sensor in directly. Connector looks good. I'm going to put some dielectric grease on it. Go this way? Yes, it goes this way. Okay, let's see what that does now. Let's go see what the engine's doing now. Data. Engine data 1. It'd be nice if that's all it was that intake air. Look at that, 16.3 initial intake air. Intake air is 13 Celsius now, which makes sense. Let's clear the codes. Let's try a network code clear. Probably have to do a key on engine off. Yes, I'm going to put a battery charger on it. So I've got a clean battery charger on it set at 13.6 volts. And key on, I'm doing a network code clear. Then we're going to start it up and see if all the Christmas tree lights are off. It's amazing how many subsystems are affected by one single code. Well, this might take a few minutes, so I'll pick up when we get to the end. So it cleared codes out of 11 controllers. And we're going to go back into the engine and look at data. Engine data 1, and we're going to start it up and see how it runs and see if all the lights are off. Well, the only light that's remaining on, or 2, is the maintenance required light and the TPMS light, but we know it's missing sensors or they're dead. But no more traction control, stability control, 4x4 flashing. Come on, Toyota, why would you disable 4x4 because of an engine fault code? Come on. Oh well, gonna take it for a road test after, but I gotta look at this vehicle over now. Okay, we're gonna do another network code scan and see what, if any codes have returned other than the TPMS. Again, I'll pick up when we get to the end of the scan. So there's the results of the network code scan. Everything is clean and green except for the catalyst monitor, the secondary air injection system, but those were run before and passed, so I suspect that the battery hadn't been recently killed Now he did mention something about a charging system concern, but it seems to be working fine. I'm gonna look at the drive belt and that, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching.